Hi. Good morning, everyone. Wow, so we have people tuning in from Canada, Toronto, Winnipeg. Wow. Wow, Puerto Princesa, Palawan. Where else? Where are you tuning in from? Good morning. Happy Sunday. Wow, we have someone from Antipolo. Japan. UAE. Taiwan. Saudi Arabia, Cavite. Bay Area, San Francisco. Wow. Davao, Pampanga. Auckland, New Zealand. Wow. Alaska. San Diego, California. Hong Kong. Nice. Hi, Tita Chicky. Good morning. So, from Pasay, Nueva Ecija. Okay, so the reason why I went live this morning, happy Sunday, it is to invite you. It's to invite you, especially those who are already awake at this time. We are going to be having our month-long meditation challenge in May. Meditate with Maxine in May. We did this last year, where all of us, we meditated every morning at 8 a.m. for just about 15 minutes per day. So we did this every day from May 1 to 30, and then on the last day, May 31, we all saw each other in person in a face-to-face final meditation session. So if you would like to join this challenge, you can buy the whole monthly package for 3,333, and then if you would like to just drop into some classes, per class is 111. So this is just going to be a daily meditation practice where we will be meditating via Zoom from May 1 to 30, and then on May 31, the last day, it will be a face-to-face event. So if you would like to join, the link is in our bio for the registration over at Meditate with Maxine. So I have a separate Instagram account for my meditation. It's Meditate with Maxine, and the link is there in the bio if you would like to join us and register for our meditation challenge in May. Meditate with Maxine in May. And the details for the final event will be announced soon. But every day it's going to be at 8 a.m. You can log in through Zoom starting at 7:30. And then 8 a.m. we will begin, and we'll finish at around 8:15. And then this is going to be every day. And the challenge here is to stay consistent and to have a daily practice. Because May is actually Mental Health Awareness Month. And we really want to encourage more of you to meditate, to be able to help you maintain and manage your mental health. Because meditation, I believe, based on my personal experience, meditation has been so helpful to my mental health. It has helped me reduce my anxiety, reduce my stress, my fears. It has made my mind a lot clearer. Of course, the mind will always be noisy and it will keep overthinking. It's just how it's designed, the mind. But the meditation, it can help us train ourselves to take away our addiction from our thoughts and instead just focus on deep breathing. Focus on calming ourselves. focus on aligning our mind, body, and spirit instead of overthinking or staying stuck in the mind. The meditation brings us back here to the body, to the breath, to the feelings, the sensations that we're feeling in the body. The feeling of the breath, the sound of the breath. This automatically brings us to the present moment. And the reason why we experience mental health struggles is because we are too trapped in our minds. And the meditation helps us bring us out of that imprisonment. Meditation frees us. So if you would like to try meditating for your mental health, I highly encourage you to join our meditation challenge, Meditate with Maxine in May, every day via Zoom from 8 to 8:15. You can log into Zoom by 7:30 a.m. And then May 1 to 30 via Zoom, May 31 it will be face-to-face. I think we will be having a separate registration for that as well. Maybe there are those who would just like to attend the face-to-face on the last day, and they don't really want to join the daily virtual meditation. So Gorwin 10 is asking, please send me the link. The link to the registration, it is available in the bio of Meditate with Maxine, our other Instagram account. So when you check Meditate with Maxine, the bio, the link is there, and you can register through that link. So for the whole month, it's 3,333 pesos, 3,333. And then per day, if you would just like to drop in and join us for a few days, the per class rate is 111. So thank you. So yes, the meditation challenge in May is in honor of mental health awareness, because May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I am a mental health advocate, which is why I strongly believe that we have to be discussing these topics in society today. We have to be talking about mental health. We shouldn't be afraid. We shouldn't be ashamed. We should bring clarity, bring light. And even though it's uncomfortable or awkward, or it brings up these uncomfortable feelings, talking about mental health, I still think we should do it. Because if we don't, then we won't be able to educate ourselves. We won't be able to learn what we need to do to manage our mental health if we don't talk about mental health. So I really hope that you can join us for our meditation challenge in May. Meditate with Maxine in May, every day, May 1 to 30 via Zoom. You can log in at 7:30 a.m. but the class starts at 8 and it only lasts for 15 minutes per day. And then on May 31, the last day, we will see each other face-to-face in an in-person event for the final day. So I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you to meditate every day for the whole month as a promise to take care of your mental health. Give it as a gift. Offer this meditation challenge as a gift to yourself, as medicine for your mental health, for your healing. So I challenge you to join us every day in May. Meditate with Maxine in May. I really hope that you can join us. So while I have you guys here with me, happy Sunday, good morning. And because May is Mental Health Awareness Month, maybe there are some questions that you would like to ask. Questions about mental health. I can certainly try my best to help, to answer, to bring clarity if I can. If I don't know the answer, I will just say I don't know. But if you have any questions about mental health that you would like to ask, you can type it in the comments. Good morning. So if you would like to register for our meditation challenge in May, the link is in our bio in Meditate with Maxine. Even here in the bio of my Instagram account, here on Maxine Magalona, just visit the link that's in my bio, and then the registration link, it will direct you to a website where the registration will be. So please, there are no age limits. Teenagers are welcome. This is very beginner friendly, and I will make it very understandable, relatable, accessible. Maxine, what to do if you're slightly stressed and depressed in stress in work? Pause, slow down, take a breather, deep breathing. Especially when we're feeling overwhelmed, stressed, it's important to pause. Pause and take a breather. And then just pray. Pray to God to help you, to bring you through your day, and to send you the energy that you need to be able to accomplish your work for that day. So, if you're stressed and depressed in work, I highly suggest developing a personal relationship with God so that God can stay with you every day. Because, depression cannot be cured overnight. You really have to sit with these uncomfortable feelings and allow them to flow through you. And this is how we release. So this is what we do when we're stressed and depressed in work. We have to submit ourselves to God and to commit to a daily practice where we connect to God every day, so that we will ask Him to give us the energy that we need to face the day, to face what we need to face at work. So it's about never giving up. It's about being with your uncomfortable feelings, no matter how awkward or icky or weird or uncomfortable, painful. It's all these icky feelings. We just have to sit through them, sit with them, and let them flow through us. This is the only way. So, bakit po ang hirap mag-meditate? Can't stand my own thoughts po. Yes, it's hard to meditate because we will see the parts about ourselves that we tend to deny, the parts about ourselves that we avoid. So when we meditate, we finally see what we need to see about ourselves. And true enough, like you said, you can't stand your own thoughts. Me also, there were some things about myself that I saw but I didn't like. It made me cringe. It made me feel awkward, weird, disappointed in myself. But this is the point of the practice. The practice helps us see what we need to see and then be okay with it, no matter how uncomfortable it makes us feel. You can't stand your own thoughts, but here, meditation will be able to help you deal with it and to accept it somehow. Because even if you can't stand your own thoughts, you will have to accept it. And you will have to accept that maybe this is just a phase. This is not really who you are. You are not your thoughts. This is what Eckhart Tolle said. So in his book, The Power of Now, you are not your thoughts. And when I read that line, it really brought so much clarity and peace to me. Because I thought that whatever I was thinking, it was true. Because it's in my mind. And my mind is my control center. You know, my mind is like my personal device, my instrument. So I thought that whatever thoughts I had in my mind, they were automatically true. because they came from my mind. They are in my mind. I thought they were true. But when I started reading books, especially self-help spiritual books, The Power of Now, The Untethered Soul, Living Untethered by Michael A. Singer, The Seat of the Soul by Gary Zukav, these books can help you see that detaching from your thoughts and not really giving meaning, putting meaning, it will help you in your healing journey. So learn how to separate yourself from your thoughts. This is what we're doing in meditation. We are not meditating to actually feel even more negative. Yes, it will come up. The negative feelings, the negative thoughts will arise. And the feelings will make you feel uncomfortable. But that's part of the process. It's part of the practice. You're just going to have to feel it and to let it flow through you and to just accept. This is how it makes me feel. I'm cringing. Ugh, it's awkward. But I just accept. And this is the point of meditation. That even when we can't stand our own thoughts, we can breathe through them. And understand that we are not our thoughts anyway. So we shouldn't judge. So we learn to let go. And we learn to make peace. This is what we're doing in meditation. So, thank you for your question. Hi ma'am, nagkaka-anxiety po ako. Maraming problema at may sakit ako. Ano po ang gagawin ko? Hi ma'am, I'm getting anxiety. I have a lot of problems and I have a sickness. What should I do? When we get sick, it is the body's way of telling us to slow down and to rest. Because we have been overworking, overthinking, we have been burning ourselves out. And the body is now trying to call our attention to try to tell us that something is not working. So it's important to just take a pause, to stop, and to rest. Because resting is also very productive even if we're not doing anything. Doing nothing actually makes us better at what we're doing. When we rest, we allow our bodies to recharge and to take a reset. So it is much needed. Resting is like charging your cell phone. When your cell phone is being charged, it's also resting. So when you rest, you are actually resting your energy so that you can make more of it. Sleep is very important. So when you have a lot of anxiety, you have a lot of problems, you're already getting sick, sleep. Go to sleep and see how it will help your body. I promise you. Take a long nap and lift everything to God. You don't have to carry everything. Yes, we have problems, but we don't have to carry them all the time. We can put them down once in a while and let ourselves breathe. Because the more we bring space in, the more we let go of worry, of stress, of anxiety, the more we let that go, the more we will create space for the solutions, for the answers to come for our problems. But if we keep worrying, if we keep stressing, we are actually wasting our energy. Energy that we can put into creating solutions, we are actually using just by worrying. And it is a waste. So, sleep, pray to God, eat properly, take a break, go on a road trip, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed. Go towards nature, spend time with the trees, walk barefoot in the grass, in the sand, in the water. Connect with the earth, connect with the present moment. This is what's going to help you release all that unnecessary, unwanted energy. Ate, pag nasa work ako before, nagkaka-anxiety ako. Is it about sa environment sa workplace ko? Ate, when I used to go to work, I used to get anxiety. Is it because of the environment in my workplace? It's a lot of things. It's a lot of factors. But what I would say is, when you are anxious, it's in you. So wherever you bring yourself, you will be anxious. Doesn't matter what the environment in the workplace is. So that's why it's important to create inner peace inside of you. So that you, wherever you go, no matter how chaotic it may be in your workplace, how toxic, people are gossiping, blah, 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 you can still create a state of inner peace within you. So that no matter what is happening in the external world, it will not affect your inner state, your inner peace. So, yes, the environment has to do with it also, but I really believe that it all starts with it. It's mostly here inside of us. So, if I create peace within myself every day, even when I go to work in a toxic environment, or when I go see a person who is toxic, it will not affect me as much as it used to, because I am doing the work to remain peaceful inside. So I really believe it starts here inside of us. So that wherever we may go, wherever life takes us, we will learn how to remain peaceful, how to stay calm. Because calmness is medicine. Staying calm and peaceful will help you go through life's challenges with more grace, with more peace, with more ease. So, learning how to stay calm, to stay present, and to stay peaceful, these are what's going to help you go through life's challenges. That wherever you go, you will remain calm. So, because when you are calm, you are powerful. You will be able to do more when you're calm, instead of when you are stressed, worrying, oh my gosh, panicking. You will do more, you will be able to do more when you are calm. So, learn how to stay calm. Wherever you may be, wherever you may go, stay calm. So that's that. Mental Health Awareness Month is this May. So join us for our Meditate with Maxine and May challenge every day, every morning, every day for the whole month, May 1 to 30 via Zoom. And then on May 31, we will see each other in person for our last day. So come join us in this challenge. Challenge yourself to do this every day and to join our community so that we can all do this together. You know, healing can be hard, it can be messy, it can be painful and confusing. But when we do it in community, it becomes clearer, it becomes lighter, it becomes easier to handle, because we draw strength from each other and we uplift each other, we cheer for each other. So please join us and visit the link in our bio at Meditate with Maxine. Also here in my Maxine Magalona account, the link is in my bio. Just click the link to register. For the whole month, you can buy the whole package for 3,333 pesos. But if you would just like to drop into some classes, you can just register one day before and join us for a fee of 111 pesos per day. So please join us for the sake of your mental health. I have a partner and he is in the Air Force and we don't always talk whenever I need him. So I am always anxious with my own thoughts. I want to know how to deal with it. You also have to communicate this with your partner. You have to tell him how this setup is making you feel. And if there is a way that you can talk more, is there a way that you can meet each other halfway so that you can do something about it? You know, this is why you are in a relationship. You are supposed to help each other. And if you can't do that for each other, then why are you even together? Right? So your partner should be able to help you navigate your way through your emotions and see if they can be there for you. If not, then maybe this is the universe's way of telling you that this setup is just not gonna work for you. I highly suggest being with someone who can meet your needs, because then you won't feel abandoned, neglected. And these are our old inner child wounds, you know, these feelings of abandonment, of neglect. We all got this from our childhood. That's why we have these different attachment styles in our relationships as adults. So that's why it's very important to be aware of our old patterns, of our old habits, and then just do better, you know. Let's help each other. Someone said that they are now building a close relationship with God. That's amazing. Good job. Dapat ganun talaga. You should have a solid, deep relationship with God, because He will be able to send you the messages that you need to receive in your journey, you know. Any tips how to regulate our nervous system when we are getting or starting to get triggered by their words? If you cannot excuse yourself, deep breathing. Connect to your breath. Listen to the sound of your breath. And try your best to detach from the situation. You don't have to. You can excuse yourself. You can, always. It's impossible not to be able to excuse yourself, especially when you can already feel the emotion starting to get high and overwhelming. Excuse yourself. It will always be better than staying in a toxic situation. So that's that. Thank you again so much for joining. Please join our meditation challenge in May in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month. Meditate with Maxine in May. The link is in our bio for registration. 3,333 for the whole month. 111 per class. So join us. I highly recommend this, especially for those who are struggling with their mental health. Bye-bye!